Hi guys, welcome back to my urban farm, and yes, you guessed it, more rare fruit trees. It's been a little while, but the people I buy them off knew I'd be back, so I thought I'd buy myself an early Christmas present. I think I have 14 trees here. These are purchased from Steve Frenary in Cairns. He sells a lot of Mercerias, Garcinias, Planiers, and yeah, these are what I've added to my collection. So we might just go through and I'll have a look and see what we've got here. We've got a Merceria della Catula, quite a fine narrow leaf plant. The fruit's meant to be okay, so I'll add that one to the collection. There's another Merceria tenella. This is pretty awesome looking, very small leaves. The fruit's meant to be pretty good as well, but I bought this mainly because of the foliage. I like this. It's a cool looking little plant. So that's another one. I have a Malacacheta. These are a very good tasting Jabocaba, and they have awesome foliage when they put out a new flush. I've seen larger trees, they look spectacular, so that was one that I've been wanting for a while, so I added that to my list. I have a giant red crystal. This is actually a giant plant for a pot this big. I already have a giant red diamond and a red lantern, and when I was doing up my tags I accidentally wrote giant red crystal, so I took that as a sign that I needed to purchase one. Another cool looking Jabotacaba. Okay, I have here a blue Gacuea. These are very interesting looking plants. The leaves are sort of furry and they have a cool looking little fruit, so I don't really know a lot about them, but they look interesting. Okay, so we have a Cafe Rajada Trunciflora. This one's I've seen on a lot of videos around the world, people have it, so I think it's meant to be okay. It's just another one to add to the collection. I have a Oblongata. These have a interesting looking fruit. So that's another one that I thought I'd add to the collection. Now this one here is another Jabotacaba. It's a Donegal, and this one's meant to be really tasty, up there with Z4 and Pingo de Mel. So yeah, I had to get that because I love tasty Jabotacabas. I have a ESALQ. This one actually looks a bit tatty. It's just about to put out some new flushes. I've heard mixed reviews on this. This actually says my ESL, so I think maybe this is grown from the fruit of Steve's tree, which I think is okay. They can be a little bit hit and miss, I think, but I've watched lots of videos on this one, so I thought I'd better get it. Why not? So at the back here I have 3 plants. This is a Salticola, a standard Mulchi, and a giant Mulchi. They have awesome looking fruits. Now these can be temperamental. I've had a Salticola before, a very small one. The seedling was probably the height of this tag here, and it was just very difficult to get growing. I could get it growing a little bit. If it dried out a little bit, it sort of sat there for a month before it came good again. So I'm hoping, because this has got a little bit more mass to the stem and the plant's a bit bigger, it might just, it's actually putting out a new little flush just there. So I'll get some pH balanced water and we'll take really good care of that. I just think plant being a bit bigger, it's just going to be a little bit more forgiving. And I'll go easy with my mulches as well. So I'll put those 3 there. Also, years ago I did have a grafted Luke's Garcinia and it suffered a terrible fate, locked in a greenhouse in the middle of summer and didn't make it. So I traumatized myself after that, so it took me a few years to get over it. But finally I have another grafted Luke's. This is grafted onto Achacha, and I got myself a seedling as well that I can put in the ground and see how that goes. But I do love my Garcinias, so I mean, I wouldn't really be a Garcinia lover without a Luke's Garcinia, would I? The final plant that I have is a marcotte of a Duku. Looks pretty healthy. Now this may be what you would call zone pushing. It's more tropical. A lot of people that I know have been trying to zone push mangosteen and durian, but I don't know if that ever fruit here, and I thought, oh, I'll just try something a little bit different. So this will go in a very protected spot and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's cool looking fruit. It sort of looks like a longan, I suppose, hanging on like a panicle. And meant to be sweet and with a hint of sour, so I've never actually eaten them, but I just thought I'd give that a go for something different. Yeah, so that's a very expensive couple of packages that arrived. And I'll probably leave these in these pots at least for a week or so. These guys will be pretty good here. They're in bigger pots. I can leave them for a bit longer. But these little ones I'll repot into my own potting mix. These small pots just dry out very quickly here in summer. Yeah, so that's what's happening. I'll do another video soon on the Guabiju. This thing will be covered. I noticed the first couple of flowers have just popped out this morning, so there's a couple there, but the whole tree is covered in buds, so that's going to look pretty awesome soon. And I've got a bunch of Grimmel jaboticabas almost ready to eat and flowering and budding, so I'll do another video soon of those. Cool. Thanks guys, I'll catch you next time.